Alright, people. We're outside. I'm in the shade. Karen's on her way. Takes her a minute. She's coming. Very slowly.
I'm slow. What do you want from me?
Alright. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, people?
We're trying to give you guys a look at what's behind us over there. Part of the city. So hopefully you guys can see it a little bit. What are we talking about today?
I don't know. It's lovely out here today.
Okay, but what are we going to talk about?
I have no idea.
You want to talk about weather? You want to laugh at all the people in Michigan who are getting
It's
snow?
snowing. And I'm in a t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. T-shirt. It's all about the nerds. So
I have my Hogwarts on today, so I guess I'm part of the nerds.
Hence nerds. All right. We have terribly gray skies, as you can see.
I know, it's so awful.
So, we're laughing at you. All right. See you back on the inside.
Peace.
Bye. Watch out. The hat is on.
What time did you get up that you're drinking water now?
Today was a 4 o'clock day.
Lord.
4 o'clock in the morning. Actually, it was about 3 something, but we'll call it 4.
We'll round up to 4.
Coffee chat with water today.
I have my new mug.
Water, pizza, and
Coffee.
in the new red MA mug. So there you go. All right, so I think I have gotten all of my anger out at Bohemian Rhapsody.
No, you haven't.
I've gotten it all out.
It'll be renewed
Nope.
in about 5 seconds.
No. I've gotten it all out.
I've had lots of friends who have gone to see it and said, "Oh, it's so good!
It's not.
Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it again."
No.
Blah 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 blah.
Wrong.
It's good.
Y'all can say what you want. All I know is some bullshit.
It's good. It's a good.
By the end of the podcast yesterday, it was bullshit.
That's you.
Not wearing
It started out like it's alright. It's pretty good. It was okay. And it over the day yesterday devolved into bullshit.
I liked it. Go see the movie.
Oh, y'all should see it. But
It's a
still
good movie.
Bullshit. All right. So what else do we have for today? Podcast over? Done? Let's edit this. Throw it up on the thing.
The shortest podcast ever. All this setup just to end.
That's right.
What? Not even 5 minutes?
I'm telling you, I'm starting my little vlog thing. I've been recording slowly. I need to do some editing. I need to create an intro. Been working on the intro for this podcast.
Keegan and I went
We
shopping
need
yesterday.
a lot more B-roll. Huh?
Keegan and I went shopping yesterday. You could have, vlogged there. It was a madhouse.
Why would I vlog? Why would you vlog in a madhouse? That doesn't make sense.
Well, there are a lot of interesting things going on.
But
There was
vlog is you,
yeah.
not it.
It was the experience of it. They had live mariachi bands at B Dubs, like right outside of B Dubs. You know how they have that out in the hall seating?
Yeah.
That was all closed for a private party, and they had the live mariachi band serenading the diners, and then they had a jazz band playing somewhere else, and then they had a rock band playing somewhere else.
Is this weekend a special weekend?
They had the lighting of the Christmas tree.
It's a little early, I think.
I think, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think I have ever done anything for Christmas before Thanksgiving. It's always been Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So maybe the day after Thanksgiving you might start doing Christmas stuff because the weather and all that, and you have to get outside and you have to get your stuff done. But
we also have
come on now, people.
The holidays in November that we deal with, then they don't. Like they have the 19th off.
Yeah, we have not this Monday, but next Monday off.
Yeah, the 19th, but I'm not really sure what it's for.
I'm not. It's a Mexican
It's a
holiday.
National holiday. But like today is November 11th, and it's Veterans Day.
Is it?
Today's Veterans Day. It's also my brother's birthday. Happy
Today's
birthday,
Veterans
Will.
Day, and it's 11/11.
Singles Day. Happy
It's
Singles Day,
11/11.
China.
Wait, you said
Today is 11/11. I thought yesterday was.
Apparently,
I didn't know the date
days
yesterday.
have gotten away from Karen to
Why?
the point where she doesn't know when she is.
I don't know when I am. I do know that my brother's birthday is 11/11.
Not yesterday, like you told me.
Yeah, like I told you.
not 10.
No, 11/11.
Because you told all of us to
Listen.
send him a message
See?
on Facebook.
I did, and Aunt Jennifer is 10/10, and Uncle Will is 11/11. So, happy
That's
birthday, Will.
nice, but
I thought yesterday was
you
11/11.
totally
What's
gave
wrong?
us bad info.
Sorry, guys. It's my fault.
Happy birthday, Will. On 11/11.
On 11/11, and happy Veterans Day. Thanks to all those people who did the thing I wouldn't.
So wait, it's Veterans Day in
The U.S.
There could be so many things.
the U.S. and it's also the 100th anniversary of
World War.
the end of World Armistice.
Yep.
Yeah, end of World
War One.
War I.
You heard what Trump did, right?
Oh God.
That nasty piece of shit.
Oh God.
He couldn't get his orange tan to run. He didn't want to go to in the rain because he didn't want his tan to run, and he didn't go to the.
Why do you think he? What do you mean by tan to run?
He's got
Tans
spray
don't
tan.
run. Oh wait, come on now. That man is naturally orange. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry, orangutan. My fault.
See,
Bill Maher.
exactly.
My fault.
Bill Maher told us the truth. The truth is
didn't.
out.
I'm sorry, Bill. I completely forgot about that
Now,
lawsuit.
You talking about something? He don't have no spray tan. He ain't gonna
Anyway,
run nowhere.
he
That
didn't
man
run.
didn't want to do what he wanted. He just didn't want to do it.
No. So apparently he's afraid of fresh fruits and vegetables.
What is the fresh fruits and
Because
vegetables?
he only eats McDonald's or fast food. He doesn't eat any food.
Well, why do you care?
And,
Why does that
and
even
he's afraid
matter?
of the rain.
Okay, why
So
does
keep
why
saying he's
what?
afraid. What? You are weird right now.
I'm not weird. I am a little distracted though.
Okay, leave the ant alone.
He had to
It
go.
lives here.
He had to go off the table. The cats can't be on the table. Ants can't be on the
The
table.
cats are always on the table, along with the ants.
They sleep on the table.
So we had 100 years,
Yep.
World War One. I don't think is it. I don't know if we have anybody alive still that
No.
that fought in World War One.
No, we don't.
I think, and I don't. There might be some people that are alive that were alive during World War One, but they would have been very young. They would have been very
There's a
young.
lady that just died that was 106, so maybe she was a little girl.
But she don't count because she did not.
She just died this week after voting for her first time. She waited in line for
I know.
5 hours to vote.
But
and
my
then
point is that she doesn't
bam.
count in the thing that we were talking
How do
about.
they deal with that when the person votes and then they die the next day or die that day?
What do
Does
you
their
mean?
vote still count?
Of course, their vote
Yeah,
counted.
they voted.
They voted.
All
What
right.
more? What more is there? You think when you die, I voted right before I died. Think about that. Of course, it would count.
All right.
If you died before
She
you
voted.
then no, it wouldn't, because you didn't vote.
Dude.
Well, it's true. Why would it?
I know
Why
you
would
still
they
have
take
to
it
pay
away?
taxes after
There
you
is
die.
there is no taking it away. What'd you say?
I know you still have to pay taxes after you die.
Yeah, in America, death
Dead
death
person doesn't.
death does not free you from your taxes.
Oh, they do, Aaron.
What?
He said the
People
dead
don't
person
have any
doesn't.
money.
No, the dead person has to pay the taxes. Yeah,
When you file their taxes,
estate sales.
then you have to pay their taxes with the money that comes from whatever they had.
Yep. sell all their stuff. The government gonna get its money.
It's true.
The
Because when my
government gonna-
parents died,
Well,
I had to file taxes
it's
for
the
them.
funniest thing that former British citizens fought against England because of they
More
didn't like
taxation.
the tax system that was being imposed upon them. And then the first thing they do after fighting the Revolutionary War is create a whole tax so that they can pay for the war. It's a great thing. And we're one of the few countries that no matter where you live in the world, if you're a citizen, you pay taxes to the United States of America.
No matter how long you've lived
We don't
outside
live
of the
there.
country,
That's right. You
no
still pay
matter
taxes.
where you work, no matter where you live, you pay to the U.S.
So,
as
yeah,
long as you hold a U.S. citizenship.
taxes.
Because some of the guys I know that are in Thailand who've been there for 20, 30 years, they still have to pay taxes.
That's really dumb.
That's Merc. All right, so what else we got? Let's see. I went through the new vlog thing. We've got the. What else did we do? Oh, most of the stuff now is going to be on the YouTubes.
Said that last podcast.
Right. I'm got to remind everybody. There's some playlists out there that I created yesterday so that you guys can find some like things that were in China, things from NaPodPoMo,
NaPodPoMo.
Sunday doesn't.
Dodo.
Oh, come on.
And
man.
that's from last year's things that are up. And it hit me that we have some stuff from last year that's not on the YouTubes. So we probably need to get those up. And those videos are actually kind of quick to do. So maybe we'll try to get that backlog of stuff that's only on Blueberry and put it on the YouTubes, so that there's kind of a nice set from last year. There's a lot of stuff on the Blueberry that's not on the YouTubes. So basically, go to the YouTube because that's where you're gonna hear most of our stuff now because.
And if you're a featured business, I will add a link to your page in the description on YouTube.
And you can do it on Facebook.
I already do it on
Right.
Facebook,
So-
and I already put their information on the blog space, so people can find their websites, their Etsy pages, their Instagram.
No, it's not Etsy.
Etsy.
It's Etsy.
Tarjay and Etsy.
Tarjay, Jackie, and Etsy.
That's right.
Go back one. Listen to that one. You'll understand.
Can't get it.
Etsy.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Do you not count this video podcast for the NaPodPoMo?
It is.
It
It's
is.
Napadopadopodo.
We
Don't
just
pub anything.
It's coffee chat.
right.
It's our normal coffee chat, but it's part of the month.
You know what I forgot to say yesterday?
You forgot?
I did, because I was looking at the cinema stuff.
Yeah.
And they show NFL football games at the cinema. You can go and watch a football game at the cinema.
On a bed.
On a bed. With that
Let's
nasty
see
ass
that.
popcorn with Tabasco and lime.
You didn't have to get Tabasco popcorn.
I just wanted to try all of them.
Why didn't you just get a little Tabasco popcorn
I
and
did-
get a regular? Why did you get them all mixed up?
Because I didn't think she was going to put that much of that nasty
Come
shit
on,
in
man.
there.
It was the featured thing.
Ugh, it was disgusting. It
They
made
even
my
had
tongue hurt.
They even had a commercial for it
They
while we
did.
were sitting there.
They sure did.
Had a
Sure did.
commercial for it while we
You
were
squeezed the
sitting.
lime on and
Yeah,
poured
yeah.
the very hot, caught on fire drop of...
It's just Tabasco.
Dude, I know Tabasco's not even that hot.
It's not even spicy.
Didn't you say
I don't
it's
think
not
it's-
even meant to be that hot?
Not Tabasco. Regular Tabasco was supposed to add that peppery flavor.
Right.
It wasn't about heat.
Right.
No, it just
It was just about that
give it a
peppery
little-
flavor.
Give it a
Yeah.
little kick.
He's sitting there like it's like molten iron or
Mhm.
something. Like,
Drip, drip, and it's.
yeah, everything catches on fire
was
and
Hell yeah.
popcorn pops. And
Yep.
Their use of lime here is so offensive.
Why are you hating on the lime, man?
Because they
Del
put it
limon.
They put it in every single thing, and they overdo it. I like the flavor of lime, but I don't need you to put 6 limes in one little thing.
Oh yes, we do.
No.
You should see what the kids do at school. So they get their taco, which is literally
Meat and
tortilla and meat. They get their taco. They take the squeezer at the school that's got literally half a lime in it, and they go where there's nothing else to squeeze out of that half on one taco.
Ew.
So
It's all soggy and shit.
no, there's no sogginess.
It doesn't get soggy.
Doesn't get soggy. And a lot of times what they do is they eat the meat off the tortilla. So they're not ever really
Eating the tortilla.
No, I think they eat it eventually, but it's like the last thing left. It's the last man standing. Is the tortilla, which has a little bit of the flavor from the meat, a little bit of and they just kind of probably pick it up and just eat it.
The idea
But
of
yes,
meat just makes
just
it
squeeze the whole
I don't
thing.
understand why
I watched
it's
a
so
guy,
plain, though.
a teacher. I wanted to laugh at him so bad. He brought his own. What were those? Chicharron?
Yeah.
Okay, so he brought the chicharron in his own Tupperware, and they were just sitting there. And he went to grab the press for the lemon or the lime, and he as he went to grab it, he went like this, and somehow he slipped, and the whole thing fell on the floor, and I was
Oh, that's for those of you who don't know what chicharron is. It's like pork rinds.
No, the little stick ones. That's not chicharron.
No,
The little stick ones that we had. I got some that were made from the cactus. They're like the little stick
the
things.
little nopale takis, I think they're called.
Okay, it's the little stick things because he was putting it on top of those so then they could eat them.
Chicharron is the pig.
No, this wasn't
rinds.
this wasn't the pork rind.
They bring that to the table at Casa de Tonio.
Yes,
and
they do.
big old huge thing. Chicharron. I'm like, no.
I'm okay with
Gracias.
I will take the guac, but you can keep all the other stuff you have on that
Yeah,
little
it's
tray.
kind of interesting that the guacamole they make it seem like it's a special thing.
Yeah, it is.
Which I don't
weird.
understand because isn't that just guacamole? Like,
It's just guacamole.
if you ordered guacamole, would you not get that one that they walk around with?
No. You get a different bowl.
Then what does it look like? What's
It's
in
the
it?
same bowl. It's
No,
just
what's the guacamole like?
there's no tomato, and there's no onion. It's just avocado and garlic, salt, and lime.
Aguacate.
I'm so okay with not ever eating there again.
What? Well, you didn't choose a good thing.
But the last 2 times we were there, it wasn't a good thing.
You
either.
didn't choose a good thing every time you go.
I don't
Mine
know.
was okay.
Those flautas
Mine was-
But I mean,
I
mine is just
don't
potato, so
like.
it's really not great.
But
it's
why
just
didn't
okay.
you order something different than?
I did order something different. That was crap too.
Wow. Casa de Tonio.
Okay, you don't have to go.
You've-
I'm good. I
See, you
I'd
get
rather
stuff.
make my own tacos.
You're the only one that's getting stuff that you like. You haven't tried the
you
pozole
haven't
yet.
and you haven't tried the enchiladas because the enchiladas were really good.
Well, see, there you go. You got 2 things
Yeah,
to try
but
now.
yours were swimming in.
Yeah,
stuff.
but by the time
But that's
I
what
was
the bread
finished,
was for.
by the time I was finished, there wasn't that much sauce
The
left.
bread roll was for to
It was
sop it up.
weird.
That's what the bread was for.
They bring you
Sop
a
it
bread
up.
roll to sop up the salsa verde that comes on top of the
On top of?
It
No,
was
next
not-
to and
no.
around
Okay.
is what
Yeah.
we would call that.
surrounding
Yeah, not on
the
top of. I don't think
the
it was
chicken
on
enchiladas.
The enchiladas were doing the backstroke.
But by the time I was finished, because there's so much chicken inside the enchiladas, there wasn't that much sauce left.
So, what are you saying? The chicken was eating the sauce?
You just use, chicken to sop up the sauce. But to take a piece of bread and dunk it in the enchilada sauce was weird. It tasted
Why?
I
weird.
think my problem with their food is it's one thing in a tortilla.
Yeah, there's no
There's
sauces.
But
no
there's
but,
no
but is that their food or is that Mexican food?
I don't know. but
Because my
I
thing is
rather-
one thing in a tortilla too.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you have vegetables.
No, it's
you
just
have
no, it's
different-
no, it is not.
Oh, the potato.
It's just potato. It's nothing else is in there. It's potato.
I think it's just the
it's wrapped
Mexican
and then it's
food.
fried and then it's
And apparently I don't.
I
like
did lettuce
Mexican
on top.
I had some moms come in on Friday, to celebrate my birthday again a whole 2 weeks later. And
Thoroughly confusing my students.
whatever. I'm enjoying the fact that Mexico wants to celebrate our birth the way they have, because it's been great.
No, your birth.
Okay, my birth.
Because I got the one thing the one day, which was fine because that was my birthday. I don't think I need 2 weeks later.
I do. Bring it
Party.
on. Anyway, the moms and I were discussing recipes and how we could make some of the traditional foods vegan for you.
Yeah, I would love some of that right now.
And so we were talking
Matter
about
of fact,
making tamales, and they were suggesting using pine nuts and mushrooms inside the tamale.
and you got some of that yesterday when you went to the mall, right?
No.
See what I'm saying?
What was the point of that?
See what I'm saying?
'Cause I
get the
said I was
information, but you
making
don't
them for
use
Christmas.
the information.
Because they take a long time to make.
Yeah, you could have started yesterday.
What?
What's the problem?
I was busy. I had a date yesterday.
No, after when you got back. When you were up and I was sleeping.
Dude.
What do you mean?
I
You were
could-
up.
Look, I could barely move by the time we got home.
Did you go to bed before they came out?
No, but I went to bed not long after they got back because Keegan was showing me her clothes and I was falling asleep as she was showing me. See, this is a thing that I got. And this is another thing I got. And this is another.
You're not looking, huh?
Literally, she finished and I walked up the stairs.
Yep.
That's how tired I was. But I was also up at
3:30, 4
no, I wasn't up that early. I think I was up at 4:30, 5 o'clock Saturday.
Yeah,
So-
and you went to bed at like 9 something, so.
Yeah, I was talking to Frank.
So yeah, I don't know.
So we're
I'm
shopping.
tired.
The
Damn it,
mall,
tired.
the mall is partially open air
In the middle.
in the middle. And we were shopping. We had gone to a couple of stores, and when we came out of one, we wanted to go to the next one, and it just happened to be at the corner where it was open, where that fountain is. And it was pouring down rain, like torrential. You couldn't see like across without just pouring rain. So I'm like, holy crap, we have to walk in this, and we aren't even done yet because we still had to go to the next door. So we get into the next door, we shop our little hearts out. We had to hurry ourselves out because we were going a little overboard. And don't look at me. So we get to the checkout and they have umbrellas. I'm like, okay, let's get umbrellas. So I buy some little umbrellas. We go to the.
I'm not liking where this story is going.
We leave the store. We have to use the umbrella to get to the supermarket because you know it's all open.
You did not need an umbrella to get to the supermarket.
To walk from one part to the other because we had huge bags of
Didn't
stuff.
have to. You could have walked down to like Best Buy and that's covered. Any of the hubs is covered, so then you could
Yeah, but
walk
we
down
had to
and
get around because the rain was
You walk
literally at
down.
the door. Just
You walk down and around because there's that glass that comes out. You walk down and around, and then you could have gotten there. You didn't need to buy no.
I bought an umbrella. So anyway, we go to the supermarket.
Did you buy another mini umbrella?
No, I bought them
Good.
from Old Navy.
So you got a good umbrella.
Yeah, I got 2 of them.
Good.
There's so many umbrellas now.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah, but-
breaking and falling apart. So that the mini umbrellas were only that day that we were there, and it was raining. We had to get back to the hotel. They weren't ever supposed to last very long, because mini
Is crap.
fine Japanese quality.
Oh my gosh.
High quality.
When we were
bullshit.
when we were in China, we would go to Miniso because it was the cheap place to go. You could
It's like
find
the dollar store.
right. It's like a dollar store. We get here.
The
Who was
designer
it?
dollar
Was it
store.
Jess
Designer
that
dollar
said,
store.
"Oh, I got a bunch of stuff from Miniso." My coworker said it was a designer store, and I looked at her and I was like,
Not designer
"Have you ever
so
been in a
much.
Miniso?" She's like, "No," and I said, "It's like a dollar store.
Yes, it is.
Everything's super cheap. It's
Super
all
cheap.
like Japanese and Korean stuff."
No, I think it's all Japanese.
She's like,
Mini so.
"What?" So we went in there. She's like, "These heifers things, and it's all high quality."
No.
It's
See,
all
they
high
say-
quality
but see,
shit.
But they
Bullshit.
say on the sign here in Mexico, designer Japanese
Yeah.
stuff. Whereas in China, that sign never existed.
No,
No. And the minute you walk into the Miniso here, they're like, konnichiwa, and I'm like, ni hao. It's just like, you want to speak Japanese, I'll speak Chinese. We'll get along just fine. So we went to the supermarket. I only had to get 4 things. So I'm like,
I want you to do that.
Keegan, you just stay here with the stuff. You stay outside the store so we don't have to check all those bags. You stay here. I'll go get the things. It took me like 6 minutes just standing in the checkout line to get 4 things. Get outside after we're finished, and it is not raining at all. It's completely dried up.
So wait, you bought umbrellas
to
and
walk
never used
across
them?
the hall. No, we used them to walk across the hall. But that's it. Just so we bought umbrellas for really nothing. Except
Was it raining on your way home?
No, it was really lovely.
Okay.
It smelled nice and clean and fresh, and there were no puddles even.
I haven't really had a bad smell over here ever.
Nope. But I like that after the rain smell
Okay.
that you didn't get in China.
No, because it was just wet trash.
No, the smell in China, what you got was steam.
Well,
It
in
was
the
coming
south,
back. It was coming back up.
in the north, it was wet
Okay,
trash.
Benchy, everything smelled bad. It was just not a good smelling place on any day.
I have a feeling there was trash in the concrete.
There was. It was under their trash collection thing was underneath the street. That's why they had those big, huge things bigger than this table, where the people would just go and drop their garbage in and walk away. It was a big, huge container under the street, and they were all over the city.
Okay, we don't need to relive it, do we? No, we don't. All right, so what else we got?
So my first time shopping in 7 years, where I could just go and buy clothes, and some of them were even too big for me.
Well, that's you're back in the land of larger people.
Yeah, I came out of the supermarket, and there was a lady who made me look thin.
Well, you're probably like now average.
I am average now.
Yeah. Whereas
And
before
the fact
you
that
were
I've lost
on a,
like 3 pant sizes since we've been here
Yep, you're average.
without even trying. The expat weight loss plan.
Whatever. You walked up like a tiny bit. You could have done what you're doing now in Sen Shui. You just chose not to.
Yeah, no, I couldn't.
Because you could have just walked out and went shopping with the kids every day and got the same amount of walking in. Like walk to the school, walk home. You could have done that. You just didn't want to.
Yeah.
Unless I grabbed you and drug you by your hair.
No, all you had to do was say, "Let's go for a walk." I'm like, "Okay, whatever you want."
Whatever.
Whatever.
It was only on those weird days where we were both there and
You were like, "Let's go." Okay.
we were going in the morning to get stuff. It was the morning breakfast stuff that we were going to
When
get.
the kids were gone, though, you took me on a walk, and I thought I was gonna die.
See,
I thought I was really
you
gonna
don't
die.
die from walking.
It
Nobody's
was
ever died from walking.
Hot. That's not true. You know that shit ain't true.
Ain't
It
nobody
was
ever
so
died from walking.
hot. It was so hot.
How hot was it?
I don't know, like 42 degrees.
Hey,
It was
Fahrenheit,
so
because
hot.
that's cold.
No, hold on. I got it. See, when you live abroad, things change.
When you live abroad, you still don't know how to calculate between Fahrenheit and Celsius if you're from America.
108 degrees.
What is the problem?
That wasn't even with the heat index.
I know, but what's the problem?
Dude,
That's
that
hot, dude.
Man, please.
That was like nice in Thailand.
And that was normal in
And I
southern
didn't walk
China.
in Thailand either, did I?
See, we did.
Because,
Yeah,
you know,
we did.
as soon as I would get outside to go to the mailbox, I'd be sunburned.
Yeah, remember before
10 steps
we
away.
got the scooters, I was walking to get vegetables and food.
Yep. 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back.
Yeah.
You took me.
So,
You took
and
me
that was on the
vegan.
regular,
Right.
and we were walking to get bottles of water.
Listen,
What,
I'm
like
getting
every
ants
week?
on me now.
Maybe it's you.
It's the table.
No, maybe it's you.
I'm looking at the table and they're all over it.
I flicked one for you. There you go.
There's
I saved your life.
One of the ladies on
None of
our
them are on me, so I don't.
People of Color page that I am on, she was complaining about an Airbnb that she rented here in Mexico, and the kitchen was swarming with ants, and when she spoke to the owner, he said, "That's nice."
Ooh.
They don't do anything about it.
Why not?
He
It
said
seems
he
like they
didn't-
would want to do something about it.
He-
I mean, the
No,
reviews
they ended up
and all that
leaving-
stuff that happens with Airbnb.
They ended up leaving early because of the ant issue and the fact that the door didn't have an adequate lock on it. Didn't have a lock at all.
Oh.
But I mean, isn't that something? I mean, like an Uber, they live on the reviews.
Yeah.
So if they have a bad, it seems like they would definitely want to do something. They want to keep renting out their Airbnb.
Why don't, like, because when we were at Grandma's, there were like, she had some bananas that had been sitting there a little too long, and there were some fruit flies. And when she saw that there were fruit flies flying around the bananas, she like freaked out and told me to kill all the fruit flies.
Why? They
How
only
do you
live
do
for
that?
a day anyway.
Right, that's not really the point, though, is it?
Yeah, no.
Length of
But-
life.
But
Don't kill them; they're gonna die anyway.
I asked
They have
why,
babies.
and she was like, her and Granny have a thing with small bugs.
Like a thing, like what?
Like-
What does that even mean?
I don't know, like they just don't like them.
Okay.
And apparently Granny is worse than Grandma.
Okay.
It's like, but I don't get it.
Okay. Only she could explain
Fruit
it.
flies and gnats.
So, Grandma, tell them why you don't like fruit flies, because I can't explain it. I've never experienced it.
Oh.
I mean, that probably means that we probably didn't have a whole lot of like day-old fruit sitting around, so then you would never see the fruit flies, so then I would never see the reaction to the fruit flies.
Because I asked, and all she said was, "I don't like them." There's nothing more to that. It's
Okay.
confusing.
I know. Hey, they're fruit flies. They're whatever. Okay. Nice. Bye-bye. All right, so what else we got for our Sunday? Coffee chat with water.
That should be the name of the episode.
Nah, that's so sad. What do we that's it? That's all we got? You got lots of work to do.
I have so much work to do.
I have exams next week.
I have exams next week too, but I also have to enter a whole bunch of stuff into my grade book because I don't have time to do it during the day because my computer is constantly being used by the students.
See, that's the good thing. My exam, I have one on Tuesday, one on Thursday. Each group has to take an exam. I don't know why the other teachers don't do this. I guess they don't see the opportunity with this. But if each class, and there's 4 of them, is going to take one exam, that's 4 classes where you have to not teach and you can do other things like grading, like entering the grade book, all that kind of stuff. You could be doing it while they're taking the test.
Mm-hmm.
But they want to go and say, no, let's do a test at the same time across all the things, all the classrooms. So then they only get 1 class out of that day instead of 4 classes out of that day to do grading and all that. Because when I'm giving a test, like the first test, I'll do something else.
Yep.
The second test, I can now grade the first test.
Yep.
And then the third, and I keep doing that.
Yeah.
And then the last test, the end of the day, I usually only have 1 test to grade, and it doesn't take you that long to do that 1 test for that 1 class.
Right.
I don't understand why they don't see the opportunity there to do that, because
You
basically
only have tests 2 days this week?
I only have 2 tests.
Oh, for
I
the love of
teach
Pete, I'm
reading
gonna
and
do
spelling.
4.
I teach reading and spelling. I don't have any other tests.
I have reading, spelling, grammar, and science.
Yeah, right.
I have to give 4.
Yeah.
And I have to grade 4. And then I have to enter them all into the computer and do this stupid fucking frequency error bullshit, which makes no sense because they don't even do anything with it. It's just more work for us to do.
I'm sure that they take those numbers and they send them off to the government for whatever reason. They do something because they're doing all this stuff because of a government thing.
Ugh.
What you hear us talking about called SEP. They're doing it's a government reason that they're doing it. Whatever. I mean, I don't know why, because the tracking would mean nothing to the government, really.
Right.
Especially for a lot of the classes taught by an English speaker. The classes that are taught by a Spanish speaker in Spanish, that are based on a curriculum from the government, then those numbers might mean something. But as far as like what you're teaching in English, they don't have an English piece to their educational system. Yeah. So it has no meaning. It has no purpose. All of the Spanish stuff, probably. Your stuff, no. My stuff, no. Nothing. They have nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like they always say things like, oh, well, we must do this. And I look around and I usually hear later on, this is not really for you because nobody's tracking you. Your curriculum is coming from you. I am the only person doing what I do in Mexico. It's because I'm the only one creating the system.
Right.
So, yeah. Whatever. I give my test so that I know what they need. My test hopefully will do double duty because I'm taking my test and I made essentially a key test. Mm. So then when they take this test, I will have a great snapshot as to how good they are at their reading comprehension of things that they've never seen before.
And that's one of the things that I'm doing with my reading exam is doing some comprehension stuff because I know there are many of them that struggle. I know I have a few that are completely illiterate.
Well, some of the kids I have are good at finding answers, but I don't think that they are very strong in, what would be the word? Analyzing, interpolating, trying to draw conclusions. I don't think they're very good at that.
What's interpolating?
Like taking some information and coming up with their own ideas based on what they've read. So, for example, one of the things that they have to do, hopefully none of the students are listening, one of the things they have to do is read something and then they have to give their informed opinion about it and take what they know and make some other statement about that thing. Well, you've got to be able to kind of get in. You got to really understand what you have read.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's being tested is on the reading. On spelling, it's literally just spelling.
I don't even know.
It's just a whole bunch of. It's just a bunch of just different ways of testing. Can you spell these words? And can you find the misspelled words? Can you spell the right words? Can you define the words? Can you use the words in a sentence? Next.
I gave practice pages this week for spelling and grammar. And on the spelling page, I said, you guys use your spelling notebooks to find the words that you need. They had a section where they had a word bank, and they just had to fill in the spaces. Mm-hmm. Why are the words misspelled if it's already in the word bank? They couldn't even just copy it properly. So I had to make sure to tell them, if on the spelling test you copy it wrong from the word bank, it's wrong. It doesn't matter to me that you gave me the right word. If you misspelled it on the spelling test, it's wrong. Mm-hmm. Oh, but Mrs. Farr, we should get some points because we had the right word. But it's not the right word if it's wrong, if it's misspelled.
Correct. Yeah, spelling.
I'm a terrible speller.
I'm not, because I used to do really badly in spelling. And the penalty for doing badly at spelling meant
no recess.
No recess, and write this word 20 or 30 or 40 or 100 times in your notebook. Oh. I got really good at spelling.
I saw someone had posted on Facebook a week ago or so. They were talking about their nephew, and they had the child was supposed to be writing sentences. I will sit still, and the way he wrote it, he just drew a line down the page, and then made them all eyes. Made it look like eyes, and then with the W's, and then I and L, and for every one that was a straight line, he just drew a line down and then crossed or whatever. And they're saying, he's so smart, but blah, blah, blah. He shouldn't have done this. He should have written it the right way. And I'm looking at this like, what fucking adult still does this shit?
You got to penalize people for their grades, man.
What?
You got to penalize people for their behavior.
Okay. Why are they expecting a child to sit still? I don't expect children to sit still, ever.
Okay, you're like one of one.
No.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Educators should not expect children to sit still, ever.
Yeah, they do. Because if they get up, then you got mischief. So, trust me, you're one of one.
And
Don't get up.
why
Don't
are they
stand up.
still doing that stupid shit? Writing sentences like that.
Because
It doesn't
penalty.
teach a kid anything.
It teaches them that they don't like it.
But it doesn't teach them how to sit still.
But it teaches them they don't like it, and
It teaches that.
hence the penalty
It
part.
teaches them that educator isn't very
Old school. That's what that is. Old school. Penalties. You get a bad grade, you're gonna get a penalty. You don't do what you're supposed to do, your behavior's bad, penalty. All of our I mean, if you're going to give a sticker for a good behavior, then you're going to have to do something for the bad behavior. That's education.
reward systems in education are no different than training a dog.
Well, that's why I got the marshmallows this week.
To give them fucking behavioral conditioning.
Oh God! And
Pavlov's dog.
somebody actually said Pavlov, which was hilarious to me. It's like that's not a way of educating students. That was, what was it? Classical conditioning.
Yes!
That was not a
Yes!
method of education.
No.
But oh yes, you should bring something so that you can give them as a reward and throw marshmallows into their face. It's like, no.
One, why would you give a child sugar if you want the child to sit still and be quiet, you dumbasses? And two, you're not a very good teacher if you have to give your kids sugar to do what they're supposed to do.
I can't answer that question because I don't do it.
Ugh.
I don't give stickers. I don't give marshmallows. I don't give treats. I don't give chocolate. I don't do any of that kind of stuff because that's not what you want. That you want the reward of coming to school and doing a thing. Maybe your grade is your reward. The fact that you learned something that was worthwhile, and maybe you have a performance that then you might get applause for, or people say that you did a good job.
Right.
That's about the only rewards that are necessary in an educational institution.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be looking for anything else.
Well, Thursday, I had a girl who was, oh my God, just nonstop talking, just standing up and getting in the other people's business, and just, she wasn't doing her work. And so I ended up taking her notebook from her on Thursday and said, listen, if I ask you again to stop talking, I'm sending a note home, because I ask them to stop and give them their warning. If I have to ask them a second time, I take their book. The third time, bam, note home to mom.
Bam is the smacking of the head, right?
No. So, note home
No
to mom
smacking?
and dad.
Come on, man.
So,
we gotta bring that back.
On Friday,
Not even with a book.
that's so funny. Is
Bamboo stick.
One of the kids said
With
that they
their own
would
notebook.
rather me hit them with their notebook than to send a note home to their parent.
Yeah, well, then that means the parents doing the right thing.
I
Parents,
was like, then you should probably stop talking, because I don't
whipping that
hit
ass.
children.
No punk ass parents.
Right? So, on Friday, she was much better. Finished all of her work. When it came time to watch the movie, she sat there quietly, chatted with her friends a little bit, but most of the part, she was good. So at the end of the class, they were getting ready to go home. I said, you did a fantastic job today. Congratulations on finding your self-control. I expect you to have it next week too. And she's like, thanks. And then she runs over to her friends and high-fiving them. And I'm like, that's all the reward they need.
Well, that's
Recognition.
but that's all the reward there should be.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're trying to modify bad behavior or continue good behavior, and it shouldn't be I behave this way because I get something. It should be I behave this way because this is how I'm supposed to behave in this particular situation.
Yep.
When you're watching the football game, you have a different kind of behavior, and
Yep.
you're supposed to have a different kind of behavior.
Yep.
But the behavior at the football game is the same as the behavior in the classroom.
Yeah.
So then that's they're not ever really learning what appropriate behavior for
Yep.
the situation is. And that's what education is supposed to be teaching.
Yeah. And with these kids, like I have them whooping and yelling and screaming
Like
and
Arsenio Hall?
like Coco.
Like
How the child does a little yell before they start to sing. These kids do that in the classroom.
oh God, that's not a whooping. That was like a rebel yell or some
Okay,
shit.
well
That
they're
was
doing it in
enough.
the classroom.
Why?
They're
Why would they be
screeching.
doing that in the
I have
class?
no
They're
idea.
cry.
They have screeching
Oh
and
my God.
like it's just making all kinds of noises, and I'm like, guys, I've never been a person that wants kids silent. But I'm like, guys, that is not acceptable in the classroom. When you've been given an assignment, your job is to do the assignment, not sit here and make all these yelling and screeching and screaming and whooping noises. Just, you want to talk, but you have to speak in English. But you've got to get your work done, and they don't. They just
I just think it's something that someone did at some time that there was probably to get them to focus or get them to stop doing whatever they were doing and to move on to the next thing. It was a release, but the problem is there's no continuity.
Right.
So whatever was done before, it's not being done now, so then it makes no sense. And there's no context for it. But, that's
I
part
kind
of
of
the
feel
problem.
sorry for these kids next year
I
when
don't feel sorry for them at all.
they've had me all year, and I'm like, I don't need this, I don't need that. Go over there and do this, and this is your job, and this is your responsibility. And then they're going to go to the next teacher, and they're going to be treated the same way they were in kindergarten.
They are.
When I'm giving them all sorts of freedom and responsibility, and teaching them how to
Behave.
harbor their self-control.
Behave.
Find it. Beehive.
Behave.
Yeah. So they are, once they move to another classroom, then they're puppets again.
Yep, they'll be back to robot.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what their system wants. So okay, we'll let them have it.
Yeah.
We'll be going to the next place because that's just not education for us. And if that's going to be what we see everywhere we go, then we'll just have to move somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's just what has to happen. It's not a big deal. The traveling gnome will gear up again.
Worker magic.
Yup. Better start generating magic right now. Magic, aka money. That's what that is.
I was told yesterday that at the end of our contract, all that money they're taking out of our checks for savings, which I think is odd that your company forces you to have a savings plan that you didn't sign up for, but that they match it at the end of the year, at the end of your.
I wouldn't know. I don't have a contract
I don't
that
have a
tells me any
contract
of this
either.
stuff.
But that they match it and that you'll get this ginormous lump sum check. And the person I was talking to said that when she finished her year last year, or in the summer, she got an 80,000 peso check.
And she went to this school?
No.
Uh-huh.
She.
So you're looking forward to this?
No, I'm not looking forward to any of it. I just said to her, that's nice, but I can't guarantee that will happen for us. She said, but that's what I used to move to the next place.
I mean,
she said
I
that's
get
what
that,
a lot of
but-
foreign teachers
yes,
do is
but
they
that's
use it.
that's single people too.
No, she's got 3 kids and a husband.
Yeah, but
And she was the only breadwinner. She was
did
the only worker.
Was she like? Did she have a contract with the school?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. We don't have that.
I know. I don't even have Visa.
Right.
I have a visa, but it's temporary and it expires in less than a month.
Okay. What else you got? Anything else? Anything else you want to tell to the people? I know you got lots of work to do.
I do have
We're talking to you guys every day this month, so we can't have like 3-hour Sundays because we kind of don't have anything else to talk about. What else is there? We're talking to you with only, having not been talking to you for about 20 hours or so. So
Not even. I don't think.
and yesterday was a double whammy.
Right, we did 2 yesterday because we didn't do one Friday.
Correct.
Because we had to go have,
We had to go
flautas
bohemian
and go to the movies.
and watch bullshit.
I think if I can get my work done, then we should go, and Keegan and I can watch
Go
the
where?
Nutcracker, and you guys can watch Venom.
Man, please. We ain't going nowhere. I gotta
Daddy doesn't
edit
want-
this. Look. The people right there want to see this today.
Daddy doesn't even want to watch Venom.
Don't even.
I'm the only one that wants to see it.
Oh, Keegan wants to see it too. I have no desire to see Venom.
I mean, I think I want to see it, but I only want to see it here. Like, I don't care about big screen.
No, me neither. I rather.
See,
I'd
this
rather
is
watch
what
it on my
happens.
iPad.
This is what happens when you go and you live abroad for so long. You are so used to not watching things at the theater that it becomes an inconvenience to go to the theater.
No.
not an inconvenience,
No.
it's just-
I have something else. We were sitting in the theater.
I'm sorry.
Right? What? No. We were sitting in theater in our seats. Now, the height of the seat, like where we were, that was a kind of actually good place. But you do the eye test, right? Close one eye, do like this, and see how big the screen is. So right now, when I look at that screen that I can see on the top of the camera, it's about that big, right? When I did the same test on the screen in front of us for that bullshit, it was about that big.
That's how big the monitor.
Guess what? That's my monitor from here. It was exactly I was seeing
your monitor's
exactly the
perfect.
same. No, it's not.
No.
You don't need
I
a new
was seeing
monitor.
exactly the same viewing area. Now the sound was better,
It was loud as hell.
even though we were on one side. But the screen size was the same as what I'm already looking at here. So, if I just get the 55-incher and put it on my desk, I'm better than the damn
Yeah, true.
55.
That is true.
And then my sound bar will actually fit under it. Because right now it doesn't. But I think I need a new table. Because I need a keyboard.
You do need a keyboard, but you're gonna have to order it from Amazon.
I know, because I can't get,
You can't get
A
an
keyboard.
English
because that
Keyboard.
Inye is messing up things.
and the everything else is shifted over.
Now, no. I don't
Yes?
have no, you're talking about special characters.
Yeah, the
not regular
characters.
But now what I could do
And the cat.
in here is get a mechanical keyboard where I can take the keycaps off and move and put in the right keycaps for the things. But that would be the only other
Don't
option.
waste your time. Just get a regular keyboard.
No, that is a regular
You
keyboard.
get the keyboard you want, not
Get the
something
keyboard I
you-
want. Y'all heard that.
He can get the keyboard he wants.
Y'all heard that. Because the keyboard I want, it ain't regular.
Fuck. What did
Yeah.
I say?
you
She
shouldn't
don't
say
know what
things
she's
like
that.
talking
Just get
about
the
over there.
keyboard you want.
She don't know what she's talking about over there because I've been looking at SteelSeries keyboards since I got my laptop.
So
Well,
Steel
why not?
Series
You got
is
Steel
inside
Series
of the
something,
thing,
and
isn't it?
two's got Steel
No,
Series
I got my
something.
SteelSeries mouse and I got my laptop has a SteelSeries keyboard.
inside of it. Yeah.
And you have a Steel Series
He's got
controller,
the
for
controller.
your iPad.
Yup.
The Bluetooth controller.
SteelSeries makes good stuff.
You have this
But
Steel
I-
Series stand
Yeah, I've got the stand for my headphones.
that aren't
Um,
Steel Series.
They're Plantronics, man.
I know, but
They're
it's
good
funny.
for
It's
all-
funny
they're
that
for
you
everything I
have
need
this,
to do.
just the stand. That
I couldn't
Steel
afford the
Series.
damn headphones that they had. Their headphones were ooh.
Yeah, they're really expensive.
So
Listen,
All right,
Aaron bought me a really nice pair of wireless headphones. I haven't used them.
but you got them.
I have them, and
That's the point. You got them.
I've probably used them. I haven't used them in at least 6 months.
I bet you they still got a charge.
They probably do still have a charge.
Monster. They were Monster.
Yeah, they're Monster ones. They're nice wireless headphones.
Bluetooth. They're good.
And I take them with me everywhere I go.
They got that boom.
Well, I take them to school every day because I have they're in my backpack.
I mean, you gotta kind of have to because forget that everybody is going away from headphone jacks, but the idea of like everywhere you go, you're always putting in headphones that need some kind of microphone built in so that you can receive calls because all your music and all your stuff is coming through on your phone.
Yeah.
You know, so like when I sit, you know, like for FaceTime, for phone calls, for watching a movie, I'm using the same headphones.
Yep.
No matter what. And that makes sense. And, you know, we don't even have a TV. Well, we have a TV downstairs that doesn't get turned on.
Crap, and it's terrible.
Okay, don't call it crap and don't call it terrible because that was the TV that we wanted 20 years ago.
Uncle Paul had that TV. Didn't he?
Right. Well, yeah, something like it. Large
so
projection
old,
TV.
It doesn't have VGA.
It's so
Yeah,
old.
but that's not age. That was a choice by the maker because VGA was out when that TV was out.
It's so
VGA
old.
was the normal.
Then Sony
It won't play
suck.
anything from my hard drive. We can't plug anything in from the hard drive and get it to even. There's not even the option to play.
Yeah, but you're talking about a use that was not even in TVs when that TV was made. There was no plug-in hard
all
drives.
of the things that I would watch on
It's
the
made for
television,
DVDs, man. It ain't made for Blu-ray.
all the things that I would watch on the TV that is on my hard drive, I can't watch on the TV because I can't
Well, you
use my hard drive.
can.
No,
Yes,
you can't.
Yes, you can. You can get an adapter that goes from your HDMI or your DisplayPort if you have it. I know Aaron has both.
I don't
you
have
have
DisplayPort.
HDMI. You can take that and then run it to an adapter and run it in to make it composite RCAs, which it does have. I think you can make it go the one video standard that I have on the back of mine. I think you can do that. I forget the name of it. It's white. It looks like little boxes. That, I think it has on the back, but it doesn't have VGA. But yeah, you can hook things up to it. You could get.
You
and
can.
now
Here's
here's the problem. Well, this was the technology that we left. This was on the back of the TV that we had in the basement. It's the same panel essentially on the back that we had in the basement before we left in 2011, and that TV was old.
Yeah.
Y'all feel me? So, I mean, it's what I grew up with. I could hook up my whole stereo and everything just like I had in the basement in the house when we left. I could do it to that TV. We just don't have any of that other stuff anymore. The amps and the
It's
DVD player and the
easier for
Blu-ray
me
player and all that stuff.
To plug the damn thing into my laptop and lay on the sofa right here. Then go down the stairs, mess with all that shit.
Yeah, but you don't have to mess with it. What you would do is you would have the plugs there, you'd have the wires, and you would just walk over and plug it in and then go. But who's going to do that? Because that means now it's on your laptop, running off your laptop on the TV. Your laptop screen is
Better.
10 times better than the screen on the TV. Because the TV is,
phone might be better.
I think it's, well, the phone is better.
My phone is definitely
And
better.
and your iPad's better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My iPad is the newest one in the house.
So, I mean, you're talking like, I think it's 480p or 720 as the top
I don't think
resolution.
it's 720.
It might be 720.
I'm telling you right now, I don't think it's 720.
I think it might.
It's from 2003.
So, it was a high-end TV in 2003.
When we had the dryer delivered,
Low, high,
one of the guys who delivered the dryer was like, "Oh, I have this TV at home," and I'm like, "You do?" He said, "Yes, it doesn't work." And I said, "Why don't you get rid of it?" He's like, No, it's a good TV. We just have to get it repaired.
Repaired.
The repairman will come." And I said,
The idea of repairing a TV.
"They have those?"
Yep.
Like,
Those TVs do. Because you could literally walk inside of it almost. It's so big.
The thought of repairing a TV was just like.
They did it in Thailand. There was a place on the way
Yeah,
to.
but those TVs were like 100 years old.
No, they were not. They were like the TV that we left. Any CRT is still being repaired today if it's out there in the wild. If you haven't upgraded to an LCD, and if you got a plasma, you just feel sad for your life. But an LCD or whatever, because the plasmas had burn-in problems. So
Right, and you have to get them refilled after.
yeah, there's after a few years. So basically, you didn't want to do that process.
Because my niece bought a plasma, and I looked at her and I'm like, why did you do that? You have to have that thing refilled, and you can't leave things just sitting there. And
No, it was a bad idea. The plasma thing was ooh, but the TVs today now it's cheaper. Even my monitor, it's cheaper if it started having a problem or some lines in it or something. It's cheaper just to get a whole nother panel than it is to you're not going to fix it. They're going to replace you're going to get a whole new one again.
Right.
So
how much was that monitor that you wanted at Chedraui?
I don't remember. 14,000 pesos, maybe.
700.
No.
$700.
No, it wasn't that much. It was half that, maybe 8 or 9.
All right, let's do 9.
Something around there. It might have been less.
$446.
That's about right. But that was for a TV.
Right, it's not a.
It's not a monitor.
TV.
It's a TV that has a tuner inside. I don't really want that because I'm not going to ever hook up a TV. I'm never going to plug it in to watch TV. I was just talking about the panel size, like a larger monitor, or one of the bent ones. Because actually, a bent one would make more sense now.
Yes, it would.
You want the real estate, right? You want your screen real estate. You want one screen. So if I could do one screen that my nose can be the same distance from all parts of the screen, which means I don't have to move side to side to see the monitor. I can just sit and turn my head, because that's essentially the reason for the curved screen. And then I could put multiple things up there, which is what you do anyway. But like right now, this monitor, you're talking about having 4 1080p screens on it. Okay? But if you're doing, say, a document where you want it to be portrait, that might take up half the screen.
Yeah.
You see? So yes, you could have other things, but if you wouldn't need them because the resolution is so high, your characters are so small. So you need to expand things out in order to see them well. And that's the problem. That's why, getting an 8K screen is just psycho.
I don't like your screen because I suffer from motion sickness, and sometimes watching things on your screen makes me nauseous.
It's awesome. It's immersive.
You haven't.
But my screen is not even that big though.
You haven't experienced the screen until you've played Doom.
Listen, remember when we were watching like Escape to the Country or something, and they were driving, and I was like, nope, we can't do this, and we had to change it from Daddy's monitor.
I get motion sick from me playing Minecraft on my iPod.
Oh God.
My!
I just can't. Like, I can't.
Hey,
I don't know what it is.
how do you
like
get motion sickness without moving?
Aaron will show me things, like he's moving in a game and he's like trying to show me things, and I can't. I will start getting nauseous.
Ew.
It's so weird, and the older I get, the worse it gets.
Ew.
And the longer I don't drive, the worse it gets.
Ew.
Speaking of games, I started playing Ark.
All right. This is some.
Here, you can do a fill up
I've got to go to the bathroom.
while you're
Last
over
night
there.
I started playing.
So let's hear about Ark, this game that came out in 2016?
Yeah, but it had.
Just got it.
It had been in.
No, I'm saying when did it come out?
Yeah, 2016.
That's what I thought.
Or
so
maybe 2017.
Maybe 2017.
One of those. I started playing it last night, and I had seen some things about it like a while ago, like back in Thailand when it was still early access, and I thought, oh, this might be interesting to, play.
That's 2014 Thailand.
Right,
But it was in early access.
Right, it was
then.
in early access. Like Subnautica, it's around the same time.
Yeah. Come on. Tell them how much you love it. Ark.
I thought it was different.
He told me it was like Minecraft.
I thought it was like Minecraft. It's not like Minecraft. It's more like life.
No, what do you mean by life? Life is some game or the board game? What are you talking about?
No, like real life. It's more realistic. So like the days are longer, the nights are longer, and nighttime is very, very dark. And you're starting from picking up rocks and making stone hatchets.
What is the time of the game? Is it
Is it
like Primal where you're back in time, or are you on another planet, or
you're not back in
what's the deal?
time? I think it was you might be on another planet because like I don't understand any of the lore of the game because there are dinosaurs, there are mythical beings, there are prehistoric mammals, and they're all over the place. There are birds, there's a bunch of stuff. But then you look on the horizon and you look up into the sky and there are like these big metal pillars with lights and like,
so you're saying it's an alien planet?
I guess, or
you don't know?
No.
As many times as you died,
it's very confusing. You don't learn anything when you die, except for don't go over there again. It's the only thing you learn.
But it's got dinosaurs.
Right. It has dinosaurs. It's got prehistoric.
Like dinosaurs from Earth dinosaurs.
Yeah. And robo dinosaurs. And like extinct animals and
like the dodo that he keeps eating.
I ate a couple of them.
And now you're friends.
I have a pet one. Her name is Fluffy.
See, this is where I
well, you have to name it when you tame it.
But you don't have to choose Fluffy.
Well, I couldn't think of a proper dodo name, so...
I think you needed to look up dodo names. Dodo baby names.
Whoever named a dodo?
Nobody.
That would be a really dumb search.
Oh, it's a big ass chicken. All right.
But yeah.
So you like the game? You're falling in love.
Well, I'm liking it more the more I play it and not die.
But isn't that the point?
I think
you should be like learning how to survive, and then you should be able to survive.
Right. Like I'm to a point because I kept dying with the very basic stuff. So I kept dying with like 3 things that you can make in 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I like made a sleeping bag, and I didn't see the description of what it did. So when I died, I respawned at the sleeping bag. Then when I died again, I found out it was a one-time use.
Okay, so you're loving the this is the takeaway. You're loving the arc, and you're anticipating Agent 47.
No, I hate Agent 47. He sucks, and his games suck. Screw 47.
So what are you looking forward
is
to?
better.
What is it? What the Equalizer is what he's saying. Mm-hmm. So what about the Tomb Raider? Have you gotten that?
No, I have the first one of the reboot.
Okay. What about the one that just came out? Let's stick with current events.
I don't have that one, and I've seen some of it.
So Ark is the latest game. Like, have you gotten anything else that you're enjoying your playtime on?
I got Human Fall Flat that me and Keegan have been playing, and
that one's kind of creepy looking.
It's weird because you're
little fat pudgy thing.
Yeah, you're controlling a Pillsbury Doughboy.
I know. You should see the game. Little fat pudgy thing just sitting out wiggling.
Yeah, when you don't really walk, you just kind of waddle back and forth, and you're all jiggly, and it's hard to control.
You're really jiggly.
Yeah,
it's weird.
You're like a doughboy.
Yes.
It looks like dough.
Yes.
When you like land on stuff, you like go and like reform, and yeah.
You're jiggly.
Yeah, you're like a little dough person.
It's funny. Ectoplasm.
Me and Keegan have been playing that, but that just gets frustrating after a while. Because the last level we did where you watched us trying to cross that one bit that was dumb, that whole level was unnecessarily difficult because
Was
you
it-
had to try
Was
to.
it difficult, or were you guys making it difficult?
No. It was difficult because like you had to like move boats to get to a different area, and because you saw how we move, I mean it's not very smooth, so I had to like pull the lever on a speedboat. But if I walked backwards, I almost fell off the boat. And if I walked forwards, it turned too far. So I had to like kind of like with my little jiggly arms had to like turn and look at the same time, and it was very frustrating. And
It was frustrating.
Keegan
to be
was just
jiggling.
standing on an island because every time she died, because if you fall in the water you die. Every time she died, she would just respawn on that island, and she was like, "I'm just gonna stay here and let you figure that out." So
Little sisters.
This is what
I got
happens when
Bendy
there are
in the
Steam
machine.
cards next door at the store.
And Mommy gives me 1,000 pesos.
How do you get 1,000? I don't even get 1,000 pesos.
I gave you 20.
I go to work every damn day. I don't get game money.
Well, see, I didn't buy anything at the parade.
So
That was what it was for, and I just kept it. Mommy didn't ask for it back, so.
Because I gave it to you.
that's just wrong.
What?
It's just wrong. I need more games. Actually, I don't need more
No,
games.
you don't. You need to
I don't need
install
more
the games that you have already gotten from many,
I don't
many
know.
packs.
Some of those games, I don't think I can go back and play.
Like what?
They're just old.
Well, yeah, you have a lot of old
like,
ones,
I mean,
yeah.
you're talking like Hexen and Heretic. I mean, you're talking about some old
2009.
games. No. You're like 1990 something games.
Well, how old is Doom?
Doom is older, the 80s,
Yeah,
90s.
you
yeah.
played Doom.
The first Doom, but
Yeah, the
Doom is
first and
different.
second
Doom is Doom. I mean, Hexen and Heretic are essentially Doom, like Quake. But
And Wolfenstein.
yeah, all those games, they're all from the same
Even though I
time.
think Wolfenstein is
it's
before
Doom.
so it's older.
The original,
Yeah.
old. Yeah, but still, no, I ain't going back playing that shit. Even though the Doom is actually kind of hard.
Yeah, the first Doom is difficult.
It's like
It's
you run out of stuff kind of quick. You gotta kind
you
of
run
think
out
about
of
that.
ammo and stuff.
You're-
Kind of.
It's not like you can run up on something and get more ammo. Once you run out, you just
You
don't
switch
have
to,
a way.
Right, you switch to the next thing.
yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Speaking of Doom, the new Doom is.
But that doesn't come out till what?
Yeah, the end of next year.
Exactly. So
That so sucks.
Let's not talk about that right now. It looks like it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
It's going to. I mean, there's a
Different
grapple,
different
there's
enemies.
different kind of movement scheme to it. But you know what?
Some of your
I'm not even
weapons
thinking
are
about that.
enhanced.
I still think it should be in VR.
Well, they have Doom VR.
No, the new one with the
Oh.
grapple hook and the moving and oh god,
But
you talk about motion sickness with wireless Vive set.
Oh god.
Oh god,
Oh.
you might see people throwing up for real trying to play that game.
Yeah, I watched.
I would be one because I can't even watch any of the VR stuff on my phone with the little headset. You put your phone in. I can't watch that stuff.
Sad. I watched.
What was the ocean one thing you had?
You know what gets me? It's not even not even VR. If I'm just watching just a video, and a lot of people have drones do this. They'll be flying along, and it comes to a cliff, and they fly over the cliff, but the camera kind of does this, and then it looks down,
Oh,
and then
no.
you get to
No,
the
no.
edge of the cliff, and it just
drops off.
drops off. It drops away, and the drone keeps going. It feels like you're like flying, and you watch the ground go away, and it's just like
No.
it's a weird
one thing
feeling.
that
It's
gets-
that's the only time is that going across, and then you watch the ground go away, and it feels like you're falling,
For me,
like you're falling into your monitor.
For me, it's menus in games. Switching between a menu if you do it too fast.
Like something's moving or spinning.
Yeah, like if you some games have like a wheel, so if you spin through it and something big comes up and you do it really fast, that gets me. Or if you're scrolling and you do that really fast back and forth, that gets me. Like I was watching two guys play Monopoly, and he kept switching back and forth between different properties. I'm like, I can't look at that because I will vomit.
It's like at VR for me is like the Iron Man experience every time.
Ready Player One, man. Let's do it.
Yes.
let's do the Ready Player One. We're getting close. We saw it. Where did we see that? It was in a mall somewhere.
All we really need,
You have the thing you can walk on and all that. They've got that now.
Right here?
I can't remember. We saw it somewhere.
I can't remember.
Recently.
It had
Because they were like a bunch of them. Yeah, in an airport.
Yeah. When we were coming here, maybe?
Probably.
Beijing?
We were walking by them.
It was like
yes,
in the
because
center
it was China.
of it was
It
like
was
in
China.
the center of all of these people,
Yes.
and
Just
nobody-
because-
And they had monitors up so you could see what the person
The
saw
only
in
thing,
VR.
the only other airport that we were in before Mexico City was the one in Tijuana, and we didn't see any part of that except for customs and
Right.
the transfer
Right.
port.
Yeah, so we're getting to that Ready Player One place.
We have the like chest plate and stuff that you can wear where if you get hit, you actually
feel it.
Why would anybody want that?
And we've got the
What
wireless.
do you mean? We've had the sex things for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got the vibrators and
Well, I mean,
stuff
but
that.
connected to the
Connected to the
internet,
internet,
and you
the
can,
other
so that
person
stuff's been out there
controls
for a long time. So
The only thing
it's
we
really
really
not that
need is
different.
that omnidirectional.
The thing you walk on.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah. Once you can
But that's
run.
what they had in Beijing.
But you
No,
wore
but
the
that was the slippy
smooth,
shoes
yes.
bowl.
Yes.
Because it's a slight bowl shape, and then you have special shoes where the sole is completely smooth. So when you
no
walk,
friction. You can actually walk
just
on it and you don't go
walk,
anywhere.
and then you have like a ring or something that attaches to you that
So you don't
stops
fall down.
Right, stops you from going forward. And I saw one thing where they were working on that treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem was there was such a big delay that when you took a step, because it kept trying to, with the sensors and stuff, it kept trying to put you back into the middle of the ring. So when you took a step, you went forward physically, and then it would be like, oh, you're moving.
And it pulled you back.
Right, and then if you tried to move a different direction, it would be
Yeah,
like,
because
okay,
the
we have
games
to...
that you're talking about are games where you're actually running.
Yeah, like running and jumping and moving, yeah.
So you would,
Instead of having the overweight gamers, you're gonna now have fit gamers.
Well, I'm telling you, you watch Ready Player One.
Yeah.
There's a whole world of everybody being in the world of the gaming.
Yeah, there's another thing. It's a Netflix show. It's like British Ready Player One, but it's also based on a novel. But you have one glove, a joystick, and then the headset, and then you can get like a thing that attaches to your nervous system that you can feel everything. But you're sitting down.
Oh.
So when you move,
But that means that's like Lawnmower Man. You don't get up. You don't move. You're not moving anything. Right. You're just sitting still. That's like Gattaca. Gattaca? Yeah. The Battlestar Galactica spinoff. Where you're not Gattaca. Oh God, what's the name of that show? Where the Cylons are made for the first time. When you're just sitting and everything is essentially what you hear and what you see, that's everything. So you have nothing else.
So you're like almost unconscious.
Well, you're not unconscious, because unconscious you're not conscious.
No.
But
like,
you're it's all running. It's all your brain.
Right. It's running off of like your thoughts and stuff.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So you want to walk over there. It's just your brain. There is no other input. No anything else. You're just sitting there like comatose almost. Yeah. That's where it's going, because you control what you see and that. Right. And what you hear. When those things match up, that's kind of all you really need. What?
I will never be a fan of VR. Never.
I don't know if you ever.
It's not good for people like me.
No, it's not.
And,
It's not meant for people like
right.
you.
It's not meant for.
How does Adam deal with it? Because Adam has motion sickness.
Who's Adam?
From Test and Mythbuster.
Oh.
How does he deal with this kind of stuff?
He
I don't
has
think-
sickness.
He gets motion sickness just like I do.
Yeah, but I don't think he does VR.
Yeah, I think I don't think he does it either.
I don't think I've ever heard him talk about doing VR. outside
Oh, yeah, I
of
guess
outside of
'cause the chair.
kind of 3-dimensional experiences where you're always sitting.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't think I've ever heard him ever talk about.
Like
He's
an
not like
actual
Norm
VR
and the
game.
rest of those guys from Tested.
Yeah.
They do VR.
They do VR. They enjoy VR.
Right. They do, and they talk about the fact that they do VR. They've done it so much now that they don't get sick anymore.
Yeah,
Like they used to get sick, and now they don't, depending
Yeah.
on the game.
When Jax first started, like when he got the Oculus, he played Mirror's Edge in the VR mode, and like he already had a fear of heights.
Oh,
Right,
that's the
so
one where he thought he
you're-
was gonna fall off the building.
No, that's the one where he was talking about his nuts felt like he was in his chest.
Yeah.
Is
'Cause
that
then-
the
'cause
cake
whole
one?
Mirror's Edge is
You're always
always.
on buildings.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a parkour.
You're jumping
type.
over
Yes.
gaps through buildings.
See, people who have a fear of heights, I don't know why they play that kind of game.
Well, he said he's done the height things to try to get over it. To help, and he said it has helped him because there's another game where it's like a grappling game, but it's like almost Spider-Man like, and
then you got Spider-Man that just came out.
Right, you're swinging over big chasms trying to land on one spot, and he said playing like just going up a building and walking onto like a plank and looking down, because he did that,
I remember.
and playing Mirror's Edge, he said that like helped him almost get over it
I know that you can
because
now
it feels so real.
get your drone and put on the
Yeah.
VR
Yeah.
headset and see out of the camera of the drone,
Oh, the guys from
And
Corridor
now-
did that, and they went
fly your drone, and you're like Superman.
Yeah, they went and had
No.
one person controlling the drone,
No.
and then one person, like, they tried to do a third-person view game. So, like, tried to do, like, a Nerf battle in third person. So they were seeing themselves, and then they were trying to shoot at the other person, and then they had someone just sort of having the drone follow them, and...
Where you could set the drone to follow.
Right, they didn't have one of the ones that could follow you,
Yeah.
but they had... It was just a drone with a camera on it, and they could look through the thing, and yeah. And then another guy took the same camera and put it on one of the little tiny drones, and flew into the other office with the headset on. And he said it was the most terrifying thing ever because people were like, "Okay, he probably can see us. Let's mess with him." And one dude took his hat and like trapped him in the hat, and he's like, "Oh, this sucks." And then he like lifted up the hat and looked in, and he's like, "Wow, it sucks being tiny."
Welcome to my world.
It's a weird. I want to see what it's like to fly a drone and wear the headset and see like say if you're like and it might be worthwhile to be a cinematographer.
Yeah.
Maybe. The problem is the action that you're trying to capture that is moving, you now can't see where you're going.
Right.
Because it would be just like you were Superman and you were flying and you turned your head to see something, you still can't see over there.
Right.
So that becomes an issue.
you
You'd have to have
something-
multiple cameras so that you could have a split screen and see where you're going and keep this in frame. So as far as like cinematography is concerned, that might be kind of ooh. But as far as like flying and doing the races and stuff, well, you can move the camera, but the problem is you can't move if I'm videoing you on the motorcycle driving and I'm going parallel with you, I can't see where I'm going because I've got the camera on you.
Right. You can't do this.
Yeah, a person could do it, but a drone, you wouldn't be able to get both at the same time.
Right.
So that's why if you take off the headset, you can see the picture here, but you can also look up in the world and see the drone and avoid whatever. And that's why all these avoidance things are on the drones. So the drone avoids things on its own. So if it's like going like this and it comes to an obstacle, it will actually just lift itself up and over the obstacle and get back to the altitude it was at.
Wasn't that a thing where a dude was like in a shipyard or something, and he found like a really narrow passage, and he just told the drone to back up, but it was going straight for our container and it went.
Yeah,
And went
they'll
around and
because
kept
but that's
backing
only like the higher end drones
like the
today
Mavericks,
that have multiple cameras around.
the DJI ones.
Yeah, because they have the multiple cameras.
Right.
They've
got the sensors.
They can avoid, like if you're going at the, like there's a cliff and you're coming at it because you're down by the water, it will lift itself up all the way up over that obstacle and then keep going. And on its there's a come home part of that where if you hit that, it's just going to take the most direct route back to you. No matter what you flew to get there, it's going to make a beeline back to you. Well, that means there could be tons of things to avoid in that track, and they will avoid all of those things. So soon there will be a drone.
Isn't that a thing where, like, if it runs low on battery, it has just enough to get back to you?
Yeah, there's a lot of this stuff I think is in the DJI
the Mavericks
stuff.
and the Air.
But yes, I think they have a thing that says you've flown this far. It's going to take so much battery life to get back to you. You got to come home now or whatever.
Right.
It's not, but I don't think it's automatic. I think it's a thing that probably an alert that says, yeah, you're at the end of your tether.
Back, yeah.
Yeah, you better send phone home. All right, so we've got
What was the last game you played?
I don't know. I was gonna play something this morning, never got to it.
I just started playing.
I was thinking I need to go back to Fallout and get good at that so I can get 76, but it's like I don't want to.
Yeah, Fallout has a weird
like
thing.
I like it, but I don't. I was thinking this morning that I should go into Fallout just so I could learn how to make things, because I still don't really understand how to make shit in Fallout. It's like
I don't know how to craft.
but
things.
and that's like a kind of a big part, because I've gotten to a place where I've gotten a whole nother base, and I could make stuff and build it up, but it's like the crafting part just feels like really hard.
Yeah, it's
The Witcher, much easier to craft stuff, but this is not so easy. So I don't know. I'm not a crafting guy though, I guess.
I don't know. But Fallout is just like,
And it's not a shooter.
right. I think that's why I don't want to play it, because I don't like the combat. Because the way I play is
You
either
want to run
Doom,
in and kill shit.
right? It's either Doom, where you run in and shoot everything.
You're not supposed to play these games. You're supposed to survive and not kill everything around you.
At least be able to like aim and make your shots instead of going into that weird vat thing where you pick the body parts and you can miss, and if you miss, it goes to this slow motion thing, and then it's running at you and you can't do anything.
Yeah, I've used that on that in the Fallout game. I used it the first thing where it shows you how to do it, and never used it again.
Yeah, and it's almost like
that's how useful it is.
It's almost like it forces you to use it, because shooting normally does not do enough damage.
All right. Well, Karen, now that you're back and you're participating so much into the game talk, and you're finding the money for the new drone. What you got anything else for the people?
No.
You know they sell the drones at Best Buy down the hill.
Yeah. The same ones we were talking about.
I know nothing.
They're over there.
I see nothing. There's no
Literally
money.
down the hill.
There's no money for that.
It's right over there.
Gotta buy plane tickets.
But it's right over there.
Maybe 3. So I've got to decide which weekend they're going to the States.
I thought last week you were saying that you wanted to go to. What did you say?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
We can't afford it. It's cheaper to send them alone.
All right.
But I have to figure out how to do that here, because they're unaccompanied minors still. So I can't buy the tickets online. I have to go somewhere and buy them. Which is okay, because then I can use pesos and I don't have to use dollars, and the tickets will probably be a little bit cheaper using pesos. However,
probably need to take somebody from the school.
yeah.
All right.
And
well,
I actually have a couple parents who are travel agents, so I might just, I'd like a couple of parents. I need
stay tuned.
unaccompanied minor.
Stay tuned. I'm gonna be here alone. Party time with my drone. by the people.
Listen, if I buy 3 tickets to the U.S., there's no drone. He's not.
Again.
He won't be home alone.
This
He's
has
got
happened.
3 cats.
This has happened multiple times in Thailand. All right. Say bye to the people.
Bye, people.
Peace. So sad. He got nothing to say. Nope.